Her first visit was to Yew Farm in Coniston. There we met Caroline and John Watson.
How are you? You okay?
Would you like to come look around the farm?
Absolutely.
Welcome to the Lake District. Sorry about the weather.
Caroline and John farm Herdwick sheep and produce Hogget and Matton.
Yew Farm, it's quite well known. It's sort of set back off the road, the A593 between Coniston and Ambleside. But it was owned by Beatrice Potter in the 1930s, and it's now owned by the National Trust, and John, my husband, and I are tenants here. We keep Herdwicks because they are Lakeland's own breed of sheep. They survive brilliantly up in these Cumbrian fells. They're very woolly, they've got wool all down their legs, they're just well insulated. The Herdwick produces wonderful sheep meat, and because it's a native breed, it takes a bit longer to get a larger carcass.
We don't kill any lambs under a year old, the hoggets, when we kill them, which means between 1 and 2 years old.
Right.
After that they're officially mutton, although to my taste mutton should be 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah. Mutton dressed as lamb.
Exactly. So we've got a Herdwick Hogget here. It's between a year and 2 years old.
Okay. Absolutely superb. You know what I like is already there's not too much fat, which is perfect. The color is impeccable, and the smell is unbelievable. It is like cooked already.
Good, good.
If I'm going to take all this, if you don't mind,
No problem.
and can you deliver? to
Yep.
me, Jan?
Yeah.
You know where I live?
We'll go and sort out the delivery.
Fantastic. And also, can I have this one over there? I would like this little, this little 4 legs.
little rat.
What is his weight? How big is it? Do you want to come with me?
This is the rack basically from the carcass. You can see clearly, look at that, the amount of fat is so lean. And look at that, the quality of the meat. I mean, oh la la, hallelujah, look at that, unbelievable. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the rack of lamb. And then we're going to use a very hot pan. And we're going to use the cutlets from the rack on the side of the fat into the very, very hot pan. You can see clearly there is no salt, obviously, no pepper, no cumin, no nothing. It's just the meat. First I'm going to do a bit of seasoning, not too much, just a tiny amount of salt, nothing. Don't forget 6 grams of salt is your maximum per day. Bit of salt. Now I'm going to put this lid on the top. Then next I'm going to show you and demonstrate how to make the aubergine. Very simple, look at that. Nice size aubergine, just cut the end. And what we need to do now is very simple. We're going to slice in bits and we're going to cook everything into the same pan with a bit of spice. Now the problem with aubergine are like sponge. And the only way you can really understand where you stand with aubergine is when you cook it and let it rest. It might be still quite firm, but when it rests, it becomes very soft and all the juice come out. That's it. Look at that. Look at the color. Look at the color of the fat. Beautiful. Stunning. So tasty. In fact, the thing is, what is very important about good product, amazing product like this one, you know, the more amazing it is and the less you put in your dish. Then, with the same pan, with the same flavor, with the same residue on the bottom, I'm going to put my aubergine. I'm going to keep the aubergine under huge pressure, which is a lot of it under the pan, and also the lid on the top, which stops everything coming off. Now, in the meantime, we leave the lamb resting. And it's very important, resting is like us, like human beings, you know. You work hard, then you rest, and it's the same. Now, let's go back to this pan. And what we have now, we've got these aubergines. We're going to put some cumin. Then we're going to put a bit of thyme, beautiful little thyme. Okay, then I'm going to put my glorious garlic. Just slice, like so. And the most important thing is I'm going to use some local honey. The honey is going to go in. Look at this. Not too much, just enough. Look at that. And what we're doing, obviously, we're giving a little bit of sweetness into the dish. We give a little bit of color. And then straight away after that, we're going to use a lemon. Okay, it doesn't matter how you cut it. The lemon goes in. Therefore, you got like sweet and sour, basically, type. And then, look at that. They've already caramelized without to be cooked yet. Don't forget, there's no need to add oil or fat. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put a little bit of water. The pan is mega hot. And that's it. Let it steam for 2 minutes. That means it's going to be a lot of juice coming from the aubergine. And what we're going to do, we're going to add into it this wonderful mixed chickpeas. And then you can infuse again with garlic, with a little bit of harissa powder, which I've had some thyme. You know, cumin is very important, nutmeg, any spice you like, basically. And the chickpeas are going to jump in at the last minute. That means don't forget the lamb has been pre-cooked. And we're going to finish everything together in one dish. Look at that. This looks fantastic. Not too sweet. Don't forget the lemon is releasing this little bit acidic juice coming up. And then you've got your wonderful chickpeas. I've got a little bit of bay leaves. Still, if you want your sauce to be a little bit more spicy or a little bit more, you know, je ne sais quoi, you can add a little bit of harissa, tomato harissa. And finally, something which is very unique again with lamb is lamb and mint. Put your French mint, don't chop it, then you can have some tarragon, you can have anything you like basically, to be honest. And finally, just put your lamb chop back into the dish, like so. And if I was you, I will use the juice coming out from the lamb. Can you hear the noise? Leave it for about 1 minute, and that's it, job done. If you do make it in advance, for example, on the morning, for the evening, you can always heat it back for 1 minute, bring to the boil, and that's it. Just enjoy it. This is absolutely very tasty. Look at her. With the lemon, everything goes in. The more you put in, the more you want to put on your plate because it's so delicious. That's it. Another one. Bon appétit. Thank you for the Watson family.